You're watching the Battered Fans Network.
The Herons are champs. Yeah. Roll out to Freedom Park, rocking pink and black. Official tissue in the 305, bounty full of greats. The Battered Fan with Chris and Dan dropping hot takes. Messi and the Herons start the season with a star on the crest. So 29 fan bases can cry, cause we the best. Sign homegrowns like Noah, Frey and Ruiz, replacing goats with greats. Yeah, Miles got the cheese and he called it. Freedom to dream was the backbone. From Lockhart to Miami, it feels good to be at home. Multiple times a week on YouTube and audio. Take the time to subscribe, like and share the show. So check and chat, grab your MLS cup and coming. No question about it, I'm ready to get a star again.
No question about it. I am ready to get hurt again.
Chris, the Herons are back. Welcome everybody to episode number 497 of the Battered Heroes podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Gordon, alongside me, as always, Mr. KBD. How are you doing, sir?
Circus Fun is saying that we're on Puerto Rican time. Technically, no, because we'd be early. Because they're an hour early instead of late. So we're not on
No, they're an
Puerto
hour
Rican
later
time.
than us. Over there,
No,
it's
they're an hour
11.
earlier than it. Oh, yes, an hour. So I guess it's early. It gets there faster.
So it would be even
Technically.
later.
I mean, but it'd be there faster on time. Technically.
Sure.
But you know
All
what
right,
else was on time? Rocco was on time and your microphone.
Yeah. So Inter Miami wins their final preseason game. So they win 2-1. It was a bit of a mess. Honestly, a clown show, the way that they showed up with the same color kit. I don't think I've ever seen that. How do they not have any backup secondary kits available for anybody to wear? I thought it was crazy. They started 30 minutes late. I never heard an explanation. Did you hear an explanation as to why they started 30 minutes later than what they were supposed to?
Well, it was technically an hour because it took 30 minutes for them to fix your microphone because you're not connected on your mic. It took an hour because they had the 30 minutes plus the practice time. And I think, at least from what I saw online, somebody said that it was because of the simple fact of the kits being black on black. CJC, $5 Super Slam says, funniest comedy I've ever seen in my life, pure cinema. This was just a
Shout out to CJ.
disaster. There we go. Complete disaster of a game. It couldn't have ended in any more of a worthless fashion. This tour.
Yeah, that was really weird. But whatever, we're not even gonna get into the jerseys. I didn't even put a graphic for the starting lineup because I thought that the starters would play a half. I thought it would be the first half, not the second half. That was kind of weird. But they played a half. I'm not gonna put up the graphic because I didn't prepare one because I wasn't expecting that.
Messi could have gotten literally assassinated. Guy rolled up on him and tackled him from behind. Literal
You know what I
assassination.
thought was really weird about that? The thing that I thought was the weirdest about that is that kid that tackled him down was the first one that got on the pitch, and he approached Messi and then kept running right by him.
Yeah,
he didn't approach Messi at first. So I thought to myself, like, oh, this kid just wanted to be an ass. Like, he just wanted to run out there. And then later on, he decides to, no, you know what? I'm going to go and grapple with him. And he just grabbed him by the waist and to, like, hug him, I guess. And then the security guard took him down. So by proxy, he took Messi down. It was a fucking mess. Where was the bald guy? Where's the security guard?
Oh, honestly, I thought he was running around to buy his boy time to go up and take a picture.
It's funny you say that because I thought that also. When I saw
Yes.
that the other kid got in there smooth and got the autograph easy, I was like, oh, I wonder if he took one for the team. He's like, I'll be the distraction. You get because I thought that also.
Yeah, because he looked like he was a faster runner anyway. So, like, give his boy time to get to Messi, take that quick pick. But then he's like, shit, I can go and assassinate Messi right now. And he just tackled him.
No, but I don't think he meant to, like, tackle him. I think he meant to hug him, and then he got tackled. And in the process, Messi went down with him. I don't think he meant to take him down like that.
This game, just from start to finish, just started late, black on black, and it was just black kit versus black kit. I was able to follow it. I mean, I didn't have too much of a problem knowing who the hell was who. But yeah, it was weird to see the starters come on basically in the second half, and then have a bunch of other bench players starting the game.
I was half watching the game because it was during my daughter's soccer practice. I hate doing shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays because I can't pay attention to a lot of stuff. So I half paid attention. Now, the little bit that I did get to watch, I heard it all because I had my headphones on. But the little bit that I got to watch, I will tell you that, and this is just me thinking ahead, if teams start playing a low block against Miami and they have a hard time creating for each other or finding space for Messi and things of that nature, we might have to look back at Luis Suarez. Because Luis Suarez, his finishing obviously has taken a dip. But we said it. Chris and I both said it all year long. The creativity, the mind, and the playmaking ability for others is still there. That. You can't replace that. And he did it today. He set up Santi Morales for the goal with a beautiful flick pass over into the box. There was another one where he crossed it and somebody tried to get a bicycle kick on it. It hit off the post.
Yes.
Like Luis Suarez still has that. And he's a very valuable player when you're put in a position where you just can't unlock that final third. And I think Luis Suarez, like we said, but Berterame isn't that guy.
And he drops
He's
back
a finisher.
too.
Yeah, man. Luis Suarez, I mean, on the pitch, he still has that brain. He still has the capability. Now, you're going to get frustrated because he's not going to finish a lot, unfortunately, not like before. And then he's going to start fighting with people like he did, just randomly arguing with people in the first half. But the way he creates for others, I mean, it's hard to find that in a striker, at least in the MLS. And he can still do that at a high level.
And Andrew's saying here, yup, Suarez is the second best passer and creator in the team after Messi, which is crazy since he's old as F, bro, and it's on his ass legs. But that's the thing. It's like you need to have some sort of a creative player other than Messi. Like teams are starting to get it. And, you know, there's a couple things. I mean, if you don't want to cover this whole game, right?
No, we're not going to cover it. We could just the highlights.
So, I mean,
just talk about it in general. Yeah.
So in general, I'll tell you, some of the players I hope I never see again. And I really don't want to name names because I feel bad. On top of that, I the glaring things that I saw was Ayala wasn't there.
Nope.
Now, here's the thing. You and I spoke a little bit on text during the game. We thought maybe there's an injury. But then someone in the chat was mentioning that he missed the game for personal reasons.
Oh, okay.
Now, here's
because this game, he has to play in this type of game.
Yes. Now, he missed this game. He didn't play last game. The game before that, I don't think he played.
But was he on the bench last game? He was, right?
I think he was. Yes, he was available off the bench. He was available off the bench against LAFC. But still, like they brought in some guy, which actually wasn't too bad. I think his name is let me find this guy. I think it wasn't Converse. It was somebody else. They had somebody, I don't remember who it was, but he wasn't actually bad. He looked like a little Abadia, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, yeah, Ayala was available. I double checked. He was available last game.
Rick, I'm not saying he's the answer, bro. Trust me. I'm far from, which, by the way, another glaring thing, Fernando Mura, kind of growing on me. Okay. I'm not saying he's the answer, Rick. What I'm saying is a lot of people think he's the answer, and we haven't seen it. Yes, number 66. When he started playing the midfield, he was nice. When he was playing left back, not nice. And CJC with another super slam here, Danny.
Go for it.
Says $2 super slam. Says Ayala Obando.
No, yeah. Ayala's actually performed at a high level in the MLS. Obando, we never got to see anything from him.
Obando Ayala. Oof.
No, it was way too early to give up on Ayala. You haven't even seen him. we barely saw him in the preseason, and then the little bit we did see
I
he
can't
barely
give
did
up on
anything.
him. Yeah,
No, he played for what? Altogether, it's been less than 90 minutes, I think.
yeah.
So no.
So thank God this tour is done. Thank goodness.
So now every game counts from here on out.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Did anything stand out to you that you want to talk about before we get into Orlando? Because again, not a lot to get into the final preseason game. I thought Luis Suarez stood out to me because just his creativity kind of just jumps out at you. You know, we know it, but like when you see it, you remember. You're like, man, this guy. He couldn't finish consistently, but he had double-digit assists. Like he can create for others.
Rodrigo De Paul's passing is kind of suspect, I think.
Yes, he had a couple bad passes. I also did think that he hustled his ass off at some points, also winning the ball, and I just thought it was weird that he was hustling so much in the preseason, and I kind of felt like during the regular season he doesn't hustle as much, which I thought was kind of surprising. So that did stand out to me also.
Facundo Mura also stood out to me in a positive way. He doesn't run the fastest, but he's got heart. He runs back on defense, hustles his ass off. On the only goal that was scored on us, he's the only one that ran back with passion.
He was the only one back there. I was like, where's everybody else? I thought the same thing.
Yeah, everybody else just was just in La La Land. And if it wasn't
this is the second game in a row. This is the second game in a row that I think Falcon and Mikael look really good together. So I really like
Mikael,
the way Falcon
and
Mikael.
I haven't been.
I really like Mikael. I think Mikael and Falcon is a great tandem.
I mean, I don't think he's awful, but I think that's a good tandem for sure.
Yep.
And I mean, are we going to address the goat in the room?
Suck says RDP wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. He had a couple bad passes, but I thought that he played pretty well. Like I said, he was hustling. He was winning the ball off some people. I was surprised.
Guys, yes or no, right now? Say it. Yes or no?
Just saying Mikael made a lot of mistakes today. Maybe it's because I was listening to a lot of the game, so the parts that I watched, I thought he looked good. So maybe that's what it was.
Yes or no, guys? Just say it.
Bring Otamendi. Otamendi's old. I don't know. I wouldn't want Otamendi.
Guys, yes or no?
I agree, Brian. Falcon and Mikael, they are good. Mikael is good. I'm telling you. I think the combination is going to be really good.
He's not going to talk about it, guys.
We need creative midfielder alongside RDP. Well, that's what we hope Ayala is. So I'm really hoping that Ayala can be that guy, and whatever personal issues he's going through, you know. Allende blew a couple of shots.
He did. Expected. He did. And somebody funny in the chat said that he needs 20 games to warm up. You know what it is? That he needs 20 games to warm up. And the view from every MLS fan that doesn't know Inter Miami is like, Allende is a god.
Pepto said Ayala had 1 assist last year. Yes, you do realize he's playing the holding midfield. He's the defensive midfielder. So generally, they don't get a lot of assists or goals. I believe he had 3 goal contributions. It was 1 assist and 2 goals. So, you know, that's to be expected. Well, I don't want to keep our guests waiting too much in the back. Shout out to Lucho. Because I know we got our guests ready to talk Orlando in the back.
Avoid that. So you're just going to avoid that completely.
Go ahead and bring him up because I don't want to keep him waiting. I think that's kind of rude. So, I uploaded the wrong one.
That's what happens. You got blocked. I mean, look at that. You're just getting blocked left and right. Double block in one play. Sounds familiar, huh?
All right. So without further ado, preseason is officially done. We're going to go into Sunday. We got Inter Miami and Orlando City. And as always, we're going to have John from Loud and Proud joining us. What's going on, John?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You know, my team was done with preseason before the season started. So I don't know if you guys heard of that concept, but I just want to throw it out there for you.
John, you're the guest. I have a question.
Thanks.
Should Danny do the Rocco poll? Yes or no?
No, bro. No.
Oh,
Look, man,
come
have some faith in
on.
Dave Sinclair. Like, he looks horrible. He looks horrible. And he comes flying out of his line. I don't like that. But he's also literally is one of the best goalkeepers in the league. Just give him a minute, you know?
Rocco might block his opportunity.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
I'm cool with that. If you want to put your sub goalkeeper in, I'm good with that. That works for me.
He's an MLS winning goalkeeper. That's what he is, that guy.
So, John, Orlando.
Yeah.
Chris and I both in our MLS show, we predicted that they would end up towards the bottom of the East, but still in the playoffs. I still think that they're not bad enough to miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they definitely did not look good week 1. What the hell happened?
Guess the Red Bulls.
It can't be just Jensen. It can't be just Jensen.
Nah, we made a lot of changes this offseason, man. We've done a lot in the back line. So our new center back, Iago, the 20-year-old Brazilian, just didn't look ready at all and was making a lot of errors. Marin, still not convinced about him. Our left back, Griffin Dorsey, had literally been there for like 2 days before we put him in the starting lineup. So we're just figuring it out at the back. Like, I think it's just going to be a slow start for Orlando City because we made so many changes. You know, it's just going to take a minute for everybody to figure out where they're supposed to be and what's going to happen. But Red Bulls they came at us, man. Like, they came out with the kids and they came out hungry and they attacked us so aggressively really early and kind of got us on the back foot. And we didn't recover. That first half was horrible, dude. We should have scored, we should have conceded like 5 or 6. So if we play like that in the first half, you guys will score a bunch of goals, I'm sure.
You guys didn't get Coronel. He kind of just ghosted you guys.
Still not playing in Brazil.
Yeah, no. Now, our question was, when we were talking about it last night, is there any chance that Griezmann does the same? Because I'm hearing like, oh, we want him to sign and be here in a couple of weeks. Now it's like, oh, maybe the summer. And I'm like, oh, no, that's not good.
No, I mean, there's different things coming out of Spain from the sources that we trust. We've heard that it's like getting closer and closer, and they're this 95% has been thrown out there that we're getting closer to this deal. Like, they're obviously trying to make it happen now. They want him now. They're giving incentives for him to come now. It's just about whether he wants to make it happen. But there's also been talk that if we don't get him now, that we might not be back into the summer. I think from what we've heard is that we made like a final offer to say we want a DP signing now. And if it's not you, we're going to go move on and find somebody else that we can bring in before this window closes. So it's really like the ball is in Antoine's court. Like, he needs to decide what he wants to do, but he's a big, NBA, like an NFL guy. Like, he loves American sports. So I can see this working for him. But the Atleti fans, they don't want him to leave because the season's not over and they've got a cup final they might get to. And so there's just a lot of drama about if he's going to come now. But if he doesn't come now, we're going to move on. Like, it's probably not going to happen in the summer if that's the case.
Okay, Chris.
I have a quick question, because if Orlando was to get him, and if Pareja can't make it work, it's his last year, right? Like, yeah, that's it.
Dude,
like, because
Pareja is already on the hot seat for us. Like, honestly,
that's exactly what Danny and I were talking about that on the Batter Soccer Show. And essentially, we're thinking the same thing. Like, he's already on his last leg at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, the end of last season, after that game we played against you in the Leagues Cup, it was just terrible. Like, everything just went so badly. And earlier in the season, we beat you guys twice, and we looked like a pretty good team, and we were like up in the mix, and it all just fell apart. So I think partly that's on the players. Guys like Cesar Rujo just didn't want to be there, and Luis Muriel was giving us like half effort, etc. So there was just a lot of, I think, the locker room, like Oster kind of lost them. So now we're questioning, like, this rebuild we're doing, should he be the guy? Week 1 we lose at home opener to the Red Bulls. It's just going to accelerate. If you guys come in our house and beat us for the first time ever in our house, like, 100%, that seat is white hot. And I think what you're saying about Griezmann is totally true. And like,
because Poppy Ball needs everybody to be,
we're not gonna build a team around Oscar. What do you say?
That Poppy ball, like he needs everybody to defend and play, and you can't expect that from Griezmann.
Well, there are some similarities between the way that Simeone likes to do things with Atleti, and they kind of have this defensive grittiness, and they play out.
But,
and so
but
maybe
remember,
there's
Griezmann
that
isn't
there,
a full-time
but
starter there anymore. There's a reason why he's not a full-time starter anymore, because he can't do it.
Exactly. And I just think we're such a transition team, and I don't know if that suits him, but there's questions like, are we going to, if we get him in, is he going to be the 9? Is he going to be somewhere else? Like, are we going to put him in the 10 and move Martino Hayda, or is he going to be one of the wingers? But yeah, I mean, if Oscar is still here and he is not going well when Griezmann gets here, I fully expect them to be like, okay, Antoine, hey, you want to call that Wilfred? You want to give Nancy a call and say, come on over, buddy? So yeah, Oscar has to figure it out
for you guys.
Yeah, because it's like Atlanta, right? You think about what happened with them, and they built a whole new team. And then last year, it was so bad that they said, we're not going to change the team. We're going to change the coach. That's where we're at. If the team is bad, we're not going to go out and, spend another 20 million. We're going to say, Oscar, this is it. It's over.
Yeah. All right. And then real quick, because I don't want to keep talking about the whole hypothetical with Griezmann. I want to get into the game. But one last thing. I always said that there was going to be no big names that came in this offseason. Now, the reason I said that is because people want to impress to make it to their national team for the World Cup. Griezmann's one of those names that he can get away with it, right? Because he's going to be a player in the French team anyway. So it doesn't matter for him. Doesn't matter for James Rodriguez. Like, those are a few players, but the majority won't be coming.
He's actually retired from the French national team. Like,
did he retire already?
Yeah, he did. But he could go back, but he technically has retired. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so then it's definitely not right. Now, the reason I brought it up was, if you guys are looking to use a DP right now, I don't see who you would get, because I don't think there's going to be many DP type players available right now. Because again, everybody that is a quality player, you're like, nah, I need to make sure that 4 months from now I'm on my World Cup roster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, apparently we have other targets that we're going after if it's not him.
Oh, okay.
And if we look at Richarlison, was our other one that we're going for a few months back. It's definitely an upgrade to go for Griezmann, but I think we're looking for somebody in that kind of Mueller, Son wheelhouse of like, we need a name, but also someone that can make a difference on the field.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, Chris, go ahead.
No, I mean, other than that, I guess we'll get into like today, like, and thinking of today instead of the future or the past. I mean, you guys just finished playing against Red Bulls. Like, what's the feeling in the fan base for the expectations of the game coming this weekend?
Man, I mean, we got to beat you guys at our house. That's, defend the fortress. That's rule number 1, right? We're really proud of that fact that we've not let you come in and beat us in our stadium. So we want to maintain that, but our defense is looking real shaky. So, we're not a massively confident fan base at the moment. But then you guys started badly too. So I think there's a lot of pressure on both teams to come in and get a result. I think a lot of it has to do with, is Messi going to play? Is he not going to play? And that just, for me, comes down to, is this a team that we are going to play one way against because Messi's there, or another way against because he's not there? I think that what you guys were saying about not wanting to give space for the teams is something that I could see us doing, sitting back, kind of making the lines compact, not letting you be able to play between the lines, even though it's in our house. It's the kind of thing that Oscar would like to do, try and frustrate you. But I think we have to come out and score a couple goals before we can do that. We can't sit back and just try and defend the whole game. Yeah, exactly. It's literally the same as what LAFC did. Early, and I don't even know if we can sit back and defend at the moment. Like, maybe that's going to be suicide for us based on how we're defending against the Red Bulls. So there's a lot of question marks about what version of Orlando City you're going to see, because we don't even know what this new version of Orlando City really is yet.
And I was going to ask you guys, because like it seemed like you guys came out very simply, like in a 4-4-2. But I guess now it's kind of hard to judge, like asking the question, like, what sort of formation do you guys play? What's like, all of that's pretty tough to ask for and get like a clear answer for. Yeah, it's week 1.
I think it'll be a 4-2-3-1, most likely.
Yeah.
What could you tell us about this Brazilian trio you got?
So you got Iago, who probably won't get a start based on his last performance. He's the U20. Center back, I think probably Nolan Miller, who's a draft pickup that we played in the second half against Red Bull. He's probably going to get the start in there. Thiago came off the bench and scored the goal to make it 2-1. We all really want him to kind of play a bit more of a role, maybe be the starting left winger, but I think more likely he's going to be the substitute striker for Duncan McGuire at some point. You're probably going to have Tyrese Spicer starting on that left wing. Angulo has been put on the bench for now and is kind of coming off the bench to do whatever role we need him to do. Just be that speedster in the second half.
Played like a right back at some point, didn't he?
Yeah, that was in the preseason game. That was madness.
Okay.
We were like, please no. Then we signed Griffin Dorsey.
Yeah.
The other one is Luis Otavio, who is like literally 18 years old, defensive mid. He is coming back from an injury, so I think he's probably going to be on the bench. Our D-mids are pretty light. Wildo Cartagena went down like 10 minutes in, and we brought in Colin Gusky, who's one of our OCB guys, an academy product. He actually played pretty decently against the Red Bulls.
Listening to your squad right now, Miami better win this game.
We're gonna have Brian Ojeda and a youth prospect out there in midfield. So I don't, you've got Rodrigo DePaul. Maybe it'll work out for us, but right now you've got no injuries, we've got injuries, and we're shaky. So we'll see.
Well,
all right,
Danny, you mentioned it, earlier this week, where if there's any time to sort of take advantage and get a win from Orlando, it's this week. Like,
for sure.
For sure.
We the last couple of years, we've kind of run into them when they've been
they're hitting stride.
Streaking, they've been solid.
Yes.
This is the first time we get them where it's only been week one, but it almost feels like they're wounded with the injury to their Cartagena. I didn't know about the injury to one of the Brazilians, the defensive midfielder. You got the one Thiago.
It sounds like the middle is going to be open.
Thiago, I thought, was supposed to be the star of the trio, and apparently he's coming off the bench. Then one of them started in center back, and apparently he got benched at halftime. Like, things are not sounding very positive. The only thing that you guys got going that I saw was Crepeau.
Griffin Dorsey too.
Yeah. Crepeau had a great game. He made like 11 saves.
11 saves.
Should have been goalkeeper of the week, like that kind of stuff. He nailed it.
Wasn't?
I know he wasn't. He was on the bench for MLS goalkeeper.
Probably Kalina got goalkeeper of the week.
Oh yeah. That was pretty good.
It was between those two.
Yeah, for sure. Kalina had a good game too.
But yeah, Crepeau, like, we were having question marks around him, and he did really well. So we'll have to see what our lineup looks like. I think probably our left back is out as well. Adrian Marin, who's like our only left back. So you might see Tahir Reed Brown there, who's like a young prospect, kind of like Alex Freeman type.
Oh, wow.
Or you might see
the more you talk,
another
the more
guy.
I'm getting frustrated if we don't win.
You might see Taifi play there, who's a right back, who they'll put it left back. Or we have to play Brecalo there, and then we have to play Iago because we don't have enough center backs. Look, it's a problem right now. So you guys are right. Like, I'll honestly say you should smell blood in the water. I don't want to see that, but I remember the 5-0 when we went to your house early in the season a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. We're in that kind of situation where you guys could, I don't think that's going to be the case because you've got some issues too, but I expect an open game. Let's put it that way. Lots of opportunities for both teams to score.
Right now, I feel like Miami's issues aren't so much health-wise, it's chemistry-wise. And I feel like everything that you're saying almost feels like this could be a get-right game. And then if you add to the fact that it's technically a derby, it kind of adds to, like, making you feel like, okay, we're getting shit together if we can beat our in-state rival, stuff like that. So this could be a get-right game for Miami. I hope it is, because if they lose, if they end up with a draw, I would still be frustrated. But if they lose to this Orlando team, then Miami we have to really look in the mirror, because from what you're saying, you guys are coming in there beat up. So if there was a strength to this team, what would you say is Orlando's strength right now?
Oh man, that's a hard one. I mean, based off game one, would be Maxime Crepeau. Like, honestly, like, he had such a good game. We were getting peppered, and he made so many saves. So, like, I believe in Ojeda and Pasalic. They just didn't really do much in that first game, but we've seen that they have quality in this league. So out of that first game, really, Thiago would be the other big point. Is watch out for him coming off the bench because he looks really bright.
That's who I thought would be the star on that team, and he's not even starting, which is wild to me.
This could be the goalkeeper, the Canadian goalkeeper duel of the year.
Oh, you took the words right out of Lucho's computer.
Yes, I mean unless Rocco Blanco decides to take, Dane St. Clair's job this weekend, but then there's that,
Do you think that Messi plays, Chris?
I think so. I mean, people were talking about like neck pains and hamstring.
Yeah, he kept grabbing his. He did. Every time they showed him, I saw him going like this. I was like, oh no.
I think that he does that like as a knack or something. I think he's gonna
tick.
I think he's gonna play. I mean, and on top of that, they know that Orlando is not at their best. I think if there's any time to face against Orlando is where they're not like cooking in the kitchen. And right now they're missing a lot of ingredients.
Well, I think because it's so early in the season, we're only one game in. I can't imagine him missing the game.
It's not that guaranteed, Superman versus Batman, I'm telling you.
Because it's so early in the season, I think he'll play. The only game that I really think it's in doubt is this DC game, just because you need to make sure he's good for the Champions Cup game just 3 days later. So that game, I'm going to say he's in doubt. But maybe he'll play. But me, if I was managing, I'd be like, hey, let's give you 10 days. Let's make sure that we can beat Nashville in Nashville, because that's a lot more important than the third regular season game of the year. All right. John, let's say you are a degenerate gambler and you bet the house on Miami. Are you going to the game, by the way?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay. And then Sunday morning comes around. You make your way to church, and then you just start sweating for some reason. And you're like, I made a mistake. And then you go into the confessional, and then you let them know, I bet on the rival Miami. And then they tell you, you got to make things right. So you go to the stadium, you talk to Mascherano, and you tell him, I bet on you. This is how you beat Miami. I'm sorry, Orlando. What are you telling them?
Can you tell me how to beat Miami? That would be great in this scenario.
I'll tell you how to beat Miami. Play a low block. Play the transition.
Yeah, I think the way to beat Orlando is to just possess the ball better than us, honestly. And that's something you can do pretty well. Just move the ball around, move it left to right quickly, and disorientate our back line and our center backs and our fullbacks, get around our full. I don't rate either of our fullbacks really that highly in the league. Griffin Dorsey is good, but he's just got here. There's situations with him and the center back and who's going back and who's covering and doing what. Same thing at left back. Like I said, we might have another left back in that we haven't even played yet. So I would say, go around the outside, but also, just try to move the ball left and right quickly, because you will shift the whole back line and cause issues for us.
That's a disaster.
Fair. And if I was talking to Papi, I'd tell him, play that low block, defend for your life, and then put Angulo up top. Not because he can finish, but he's got the pace, and then
get somewhere real quick.
Right, and then just hope that you can beat somebody one-on-one. That's it. Because that's
LAFC
how you beat Miami.
Game. They went straight through the middle of you, right through the center back. So was it like Martinez and Son? They were just right up the gut.
First half, yeah. It's because we had no midfield. It was just, I don't know. We'll see. I got nothing else.
Steven is asking here, Chris, please, what happened to Regilon? He got injured in the first preseason game.
Preseason game, yeah. John, do you watch international football?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, of course. Okay. All right, John.
Who doesn't watch? Who doesn't watch international?
When you talk about these other sports, I am not watching NBA. I am not watching NFL. I am not watching any other sports apart from soccer. So people talk to me about Magic. I'm like, that's great, but I never go. I'm not.
What?
This is a soccer guy, That's how we bred.
Danny and I drove up to Orlando to watch a Magic versus Brooklyn game
Nets
as
game,
well.
Yeah. Okay, so John,
Yeah.
what team do you support in England?
Stoke City, which I'm
Okay.
sure the chat will now laugh at that. So feel free.
No, it's very
Stoke
Orlando.
City?
I
What
I
is
can see the
that?
comparison.
Chris has never heard of
Stoke
this team.
City.
He's got to Google us.
It's a rainy night in Stoke.
Stoke City
Yeah. Can you do it on a
standings?
cold, wet Tuesday night in
I
Stoke?
mean, I heard of them. They're not like in the tippity top, right? They're like in one of the lower ones.
Yeah, we're in the championship. Yeah, we were in the Prem a while ago.
So you're in the second. I like that. I like that league though. That league gets a little
it's like
testy.
it's brutal. Like the MLS is. It's brutal. Yeah.
That league, I do know that. I told Danny I'll watch this one because it's a little testy in the waters.
I've been talking to Chris and about starting, talking a little more international, trying to, open his horizons because he just started watching the sport. So I haven't pushed it on him, right? Like, okay, yeah, into Miami. And then last year, like, let's talk MLS. He's been paying attention to the whole MLS, learning a lot more. Like, you should now start watching international football so you can see what you're missing out on. And he told me, like, I'd rather watch the championship than the Premier League. I said, but why?
So I'd rather watch USL.
And this goes back to last episode when we said that Chris is the ultimate. Was it on here or was it on La Ventanita? We said it. No, it was on.
It was
on La Ventanita.
It was here, I think, but it was Stancy that said that I'm always against the grain.
Yeah. It was on La Ventanita. Yeah, that you are just a contrarian. He just wants to go the opposite way always. I say, let's go watch English Premier League. You're like, no, I'll watch the championship. It's like, what? I don't know.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've never, like, all my teams are like underdog teams. So like, I don't, when there's like this idea of supporting some massive powerhouse team, like I just don't, that doesn't compute for me because I'm just constantly like in a scrappy underdog battle.
I love underdogs.
Yeah, I get that. And honestly, like the English Championship is really, really fun to watch. Like it's a lot. It's a really interesting league and it's really, really tough and competitive. So check out some championship games, Chris. You'll like it. Pick a team.
Why would you rather watch USL if you can literally watch the best version of football and most entertaining in EPL? Because Chris, if he hears that, because he reads that comment by you group, he is now like, no, F that, because I don't like that. If you want him to get to like it, you have to start talking well about championship because that's the person that Mr. KBD is.
Yeah, you need to pick like a fourth tier English team. Like they were like, okay, did you watch Wrexham before they became
let me tell you something about
what you need
Wrexham.
to find. You need to find some obscure English
people
team
that
to follow.
Am I one of the only people that like actually has watched football for almost my whole life and never watched Wrexham?
Well, I've never watched Wrexham either.
It's never even tested my interest. At no point have I even considered watching it. Yeah, but I don't know.
And I'm really upset at Wrexham because I had an argument with some guy that was talking about Pro Rel and comparing Wrexham to like this underdog story, not like a bunch of millionaires just came in with tons of money and helped that team go from the ground to where they are in the second division. Like, get out of here, dude.
And was it
Wrexham are selling beer in Florida? Like that's how big a company they are now.
Yeah, and at one point, didn't they buy that team for $2 million?
Bought for like $5 and a Happy Meal.
But no, I bought for like $2 million.
They're doing something that no one else, like other teams, do it a little bit. But what they did was generate so much revenue from being celebrities and the brands that they develop for Wrexham that they get so much revenue from that means that they can offset how much they spend on players. So it's basically like a giant loophole where, just like Man U or Man City will. And that's what they did. But they did that at the lower levels of English and you can just accelerate your way up the league by just having much better teams.
Shout out to Juan. Chris has been working on this for the last year and a half. So
I did have it. I did have it. Okay. And I was gonna I had it. I had videos and everything.
Yeah, but he takes so long that they're now on new teams since he started doing the thing. So he has to do
not all of them. I still got, Emerson still with the same Russian team out there. Like, I think I could use the same clips. I was gonna watch Norwich City because I know that they're like a team that yo-yos in between like divisions. So I feel like that's a nice struggle to be in, where like you're not good, but you're not bad either. You're just good enough that you're not bad, and you're bad enough where you're like, okay.
So for that, just follow Tottenham.
But supporting a yo-yo club is fun because you're either being relegated or you're being promoted every year. Yeah.
But then that's kind of like our argument with people that do pro rel crap. It's like, you want to be a fan of a team that's the best loser. Like you're the better one of the losers. Like,
like some of these teams are just happy that they're in the Prem for a year. Look at Luton when they were there. Luton had no business being in the Premier League.
But it was so cool seeing them play.
They're not even in the Championship. They're in League One. They got double relegated so hard.
Isn't it so cool to watch them play in that like backyard?
Yes, because they had like a tiny ass
that
little
shit was awesome.
Yeah, so that's why I mean, like you build yourself too high, you get too close. You're like Icarus. It's like you flew too close to the sun. You're just Luton. Go back to where you belong, right? So I think that naturally there's like a hierarchy of pro rel, and teams rise and fall based on their successes and failures on the field.
So I had an argument online with someone about that whole deal. Like, England is literally 200 miles east and west and 200 miles north and south. That's literally between here and Orlando. That's it. And then you take that and you put it east and west, and that's England with like 7,000 teams on that country. So like, obviously everybody's got beef with everybody there.
There's like 40 in London alone.
What if I watch like this team called AFC Wimbledon?
Oh my God. Great club to be a fan of. Go watch the history on AFC Wimbledon, Chris. That is some amazing stuff. Just
the fact that I hit a team that you're like telling me is good. I mean, I might go with that one, Danny.
They've got some great. Their franchise moved is the only football franchise in England that ever moved. Was the Wimbledon franchise moved, and then they started another club based in where that was with the fans. So there's a really great story there. Good pick.
Oof.
Plus, they have a womble as their mascot, and you that will just mess with your head. You don't even know what that is.
Oh, speaking of birds, I have a question before you go. Are we done with the show? Like, officially?
We haven't even done predictions, man.
Okay, fuck.
Wait, there's an agenda?
Yeah, we usually have a show sheet, but it's like, it's you, John. And on top of that, we just had people try to assassinate Messi. Danny doesn't want to talk about the elephant in the room.
There is no elephant in the room, Chris. There's just an idiot in the room. All right, so because you are a guest, John, I'll let you start off. What is your predictions for this weekend's game?
I'm going to go 2-1 Orlando. I know I gave you all the spiel about how bad we are, but I can't not back my boys. So
what are you talking about?
In an ideal world,
I say
we score 2 and then bunker. I'm hoping we're going to get a couple and surprise you, and then we just lock it down and, pray you don't come back at us.
Well, that's the way to do it for sure if they're going to do it. All right. Chris, I guess your prediction.
I think it's going to be 4-1 Inter Miami. Just going crazy. Just going crazy.
The way...
That is crazy.
No, the way the Red Bulls
goals last game.
Look, I thought Crepeau had a great game. I can't imagine having a game like that again. So that's one. And then I think that Miami's going to come out hungrier than Orlando, because I think of the two teams, Miami needs this game a lot more than Orlando does. So
MZ with the worst pick ever, 0-0. That's the Danny pick.
No, I don't think it's gonna be 0-0. I'm gonna say 3. I'll say 3-0. I don't know if Orlando puts one up. I feel really good about Mikael and Falcon. So I'll say 3-0. So it's okay. So
going with 872-1.
What? Okay. All right.
Let me see how many goals have to be scored per minute.
That's brutal.
I don't
7-6 or 6-7. I'll take that. That looks fun.
96 goals a minute.
So in other words, it's impossible. All right.
Oh, man.
So,
That's good stuff.
John.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I forgot that Chris wants to ask a question.
I want to ask a question, and I also want to ask so we're done with predict. No. Why are you bringing a different picture? No, you're not. No, you're
Why is
not.
there an eagle?
What
is
Why'd
happening?
you do that? You did that on purpose. You delayed it. Chat, I need to ask you and John a question right now. I'm going to show you a picture, John, and you're going to tell me what this connotes. What do you think of when you see this picture right now? This the picture.
It's an American eagle.
Oh,
No?
what?
So what do you think of?
The bald eagle, the American eagle? No?
No,
America.
just an eagle. So what do you think
Yeah.
of?
It's an eagle. No?
But he thought
What's the-
American eagle.
Well, it's called
Look.
the American bald eagle, right? Isn't there official eagle?
The
here
bald
that's-
eagle, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Chris said it,
They're
and I
massive,
thought,
by the way. Have you ever seen one? They're freaking huge.
no, I haven't. I
Danny,
thought
you're so
the
done.
Eagles. I thought the Eagles.
Our first guest that we've ever had on the show just said it. And look at the people in the chat, Danny. You're done. You're done.
Where's our first guest? I don't see Calypso on there.
No, our first guest for the year to preview.
Oh, to
Wait,
preview. No,
Yes,
we did it with Eric last week.
we did, but our first guest for this question, Danny. First guest ever for this America question.
Okay. Why do we care?
Because
Oh,
I asked Danny earlier, I said that an eagle, when you look at an eagle, you think of America because of how much the eagle is portrayed as like this American mascot. And he's
no.
like,
How about you
"Oh,
tell him
no,
why you
I
really
don't
brought
think-"
it up? Why don't you tell him why you really brought it up?
I don't remember why I really brought it
Okay,
up.
I'll tell him why you really brought it up. Because, again, with the battered MLS fans, we decided we don't want to really be called MLS. We want to do general. Just we have MLS is the
Okay,
center,
so then I'll set it up.
We want to open up to everything American, right? So we thought we'll just call it soccer. And then Chris thought,
I said,
instead of calling it battered.
Let me do it. Let me do it. Instead of calling it battered soccer fans or battered whatever, we'll call it battered Eagles. Get it? EAGOLZ. That's creative. Eagles. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, you're not getting that from ChatGPT.
It sounds like an app.
Well, my wife said it
Eagles.
sounds like you're sending an
email.
e-goal, like
Yeah.
an email, but an e-goal.
Hey, you
I
get my
thought-
eagle?
Yeah. So, and maybe it's because I do other shows like this, Battered Heat, Battered Jets, stuff like that. I heard Battered Eagles, and I thought, all right, Philly, like that doesn't work. And he's like, no, but Eagles means America. I was like, I get it, but I guess my brain, yes, that's what he meant.
Look, the official mascot of the 2026 FIFA World Cup for America is Clutch the Bald Eagle. So I think Chris has literally nailed it. So
Yeah, I would never call it the Eagles.
the
Well, I
Eagles
mean,
is
it's-
horrible, but Clutch
it's-
is a great name for an eagle. That's pretty good. That's all
That is pretty clutch. It's not bad though,
Uh,
Danny. Eagles. It's a nice
Yeah.
play on the word. No.
Yeah, maybe in passing, but not to actually be like branded that. No, I'm good.
And then that's where we got into the argument where I'm like, when I think of an eagle, I think of America. And you're like, no, I don't. I think of the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFL. Like an idiot.
Why am I still here? Because you're waiting for the Rocco poll. That's why you're still here.
You're gonna
Yes!
you guys are gonna get investigated if you call your show Battered Eagles. They're gonna be like you're abusing American mascots or something.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
they're
We'll
gonna
get
come after
PETA
you.
on us.
Yeah,
I think
hadn't
we
even
made it
considered
at
that.
that point.
you can't be doing that. It's anti-American.
Hadn't even considered that.
Battered ball boys. Okay. We're cooking here, Florida. There we go. Call it battered MAGA? No. Mike V.
What?
You're not going to call it battered MAGA. We're not calling it. I mean, look, Xavier saying the viewer numbers are plummeting. We literally just reached under 100 at this point, guys. Like and sub before you guys disappear into a portal.
Well, the poll is up. St. Clair or Rocco?
Oh, now you're doing it when there's like 10 people here.
The only people, the only people that are left here are going to be the Rocco people.
But you know what? Now you're excusing that. If you would have done it in the beginning of the show, when everybody was fresh off of the game, you know you're so mad, bro. You're so hurt right now because your boy Dane St. Clair is looking like he's sitting a pine.
I think it's odd that you want St. Clair to fail.
I don't want him to fail.
It sure sounds that way.
He's the goalkeeper of the year, Danny. But if you got Rocco Blanco, who got taken off of Atlanta and sent over to Phoenix Rising and won a championship there, because he's not just a champ, he's a back-to-back champ, technically. He's got 2 trophies. What's the poll like?
At the moment, Rocco's at 52.
Oh, you guys are failing me in the chat. You guys are fumbling.
Mm-hmm.
And Nick, I don't want Mura to fail because he actually looked pretty good today. Okay, and I said,
I don't mean to keep John here just listening to us talk crap. So I guess we'll start calling it. John, let everybody know where they could find you.
You can find me at John Rollins TV. You can also find me on Loud and Proud Orlando. If for some reason you guys want to watch some Orlando City content, I do make MLS content. I make NWSL content. I make other stuff, not just Orlando City stuff. So check me out, guys.
Support the cause, guys. Support the people.
No, and
support the Batter fam here.
Absolutely. And John is constantly jumping on with us on the MLS show also, which he does an awesome job helping us out there. So absolutely, make sure that you jump on and check out John.
Danny, I want to show this real quick. Rick A has a good idea. Call the podcast Offsides because you two are two opposite sides debating about soccer.
But it's not offsides, guys. Just so it's never plural. It can either be onside or offsides. You can't have multiple of offside. Just
so it's offside.
FYI, for a blanket statement for anybody who's out there wondering, you're either onside or you're offside. So you cannot have an S at the end of the word offside. Just something I see a lot.
I appreciate that, actually.
You're welcome.
I actually appreciate that.
No problem. All right.
Almi is saying it's 50-50.
I love you guys, but I hope you lose on Sunday. So
absolutely. And then let me just end it with this.
The vibe.
St. Clair won the poll. 51%.
You guys
way too close for comfort, but he won.
Did you get on there and vote? I saw you on your phone. You got on and you voted and you turned it. Oh my God.
If you're listening on audio, appreciate you listening to the end. Please give us 5 stars and a comment. If you watch on YouTube, like and subscribe. And we will be back on Sunday for the post game. So until the next one,
manipulate the votes.
Have a good one.